Hey guys, welcome back to Shep Talk and welcome back to my review of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire was directed by Gil Kinnan. It was also directed by Gil Kinnan, Jason Reitman, and Ivan Reitman. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire stars McKenna Grace as Phoebe Spangler, Annie Potts as Janine Melnitz, Paul Rudd as Gary Gruberson, Bill Murray as Peter Venkman, Finn Wolfhard as Trevor Spangler, Ernie Hudson as Winston Zedmore, and Dan Aykroyd as Ray Stantz. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire has a runtime of 1 hour and 55 minutes. Quick synopsis. After the events in the Midwest, the Spangler family moved to New York City to try their hands at ghost busting, but realized things aren't as easy in the Big Apple as they were back in Midwest. All right, guys, here we go into my review of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And like I said in the synopsis, it is about the Spangler family moving from the Midwest after their activities in Afterlife and trying their hand in the Big Apple. This movie gives us that nostalgia. I think it wanted to be what fans have expected all along. It wanted to bring the old actors in with the new actors and kind of like hand the torch over, be like, hey, we're old, but we're still here. We can give you that advice that you're looking for and even help you out on occasion and give you some of our knowledge while handing over all the action to the younger cast. The music in there is definitely a throwback to the nostalgia, the scenes that we see, and even like I said, some of the actors that they bring back into Ghostbusters is definitely playing, especially being in New York City. And one of those nostalgia scenes, or bringing back one of those actors, and I love that they brought him back, was William Atherton as the role of Mayor Peck. That guy must be loved by the citizens, since he's probably been the mayor for how long now? He is just one of those characters we love to hate, and he doesn't seem to have learned anything from his years as being a mayor and dealing with the Ghostbusters. But I will say, even though he is that douchebag character, he does give us some words of wisdom that to these new Ghostbuster people, that it is not easy to run being a Ghostbuster in New York City. I think the Spangler family came here and thought, you know what, we are royalty here. We are going to be able to do whatever we want and no one's going to say anything. But they point out, you caused damage in this city chasing ghosts willy-nilly with like no safety concerns, probably no liability insurance, no nothing. And you're expecting the city to foot the bill for you. I think that's one of the biggest things that was a shocker to the Spangler family when they moved here. And being 2024, we definitely get to see that upgraded special effects. I think some of the special effects in this movie is really well done. Seeing the blast from the proton packs, seeing that, how it's just like flows and interacts and moves, especially some of the special effects that they have with the big bad and how his powers react to those proton packs in that plasma charge or whatever they're called is really well done. And then we get the kind of, the upgraded Slimer, and everybody's been joking because it seems like Slimer's gotten thick, man. And I mean it, like some of the popcorn bins and stuff like that show Slimer is a thick boy. But, he has some of his funny moments. He's like, Finn Wolfhard's character and Slimer's interaction is, giving us that nostalgia of like who was it? Bill Murray's character, I think it was, right? I think it was Bill Murray's character. They interacted with him in the original movie. But the special effects were really good, I have to say, in this movie. And as I mentioned before, bringing in that old soundtrack to and updating it for this new movie, hearing the Ghostbuster theme song, or the theme, playing throughout this movie and just having it slightly updated, I thought was really well done. They bring back tons of music threads in this movie, give you that nostalgia, that update the music, but still gets you thinking about the 80s movies, but also like solidifying that this movie is part of the universe, is part of the Ghostbuster family, and these are the people we have moving forward. And now on to some of the things I didn't like about this movie, and a lot of it is the Spangler family. for me, Paul Rudd was just Paul Rudd in this movie. Like I get it, right? He is the new cog in this family. He's trying to find his place and where he belongs and what his role is in this family. But he definitely still feels like just Paul Rudd. He doesn't feel like his character. He's playing a character. And so that kind of like, it's not bad, but it's just like, you're Paul Rudd. What else is there for your character? And the second character I really feel bad for was Carrie Coon, who's, the mother, the really the lone parent in this movie and whatnot. She felt to me like a background character and was brought forward when the parent needed to be forward or a disciplinarian needed to be brought forward because Paul Rudd wasn't quite comfortable in that role yet with these kids that aren't really his, but now he's part of this family. And I would have loved to have seen her to be more strong and taken over as the leader of the Ghostbusters, because Paul Rudd's character is a science teacher that's great. Phoebe is a smart brainiac character, but she's also a minor. Finn Wolfhard's character is just 18, so they need a leader. And I think that's what was really lacking for this new Ghostbuster team, is that we really didn't have a leader taking charge. Everybody kind of had their roles in this thing, but no one was like, you know what? This is what we got to do, XYZ. And then we do get to Finn Wolfhard's character, and there's really not much to say about his character because he blends in. Like, I could not tell you what specific role he plays, but a Ghostbuster. Like, it's great, right? You bust ghosts and stuff like that, but you don't. What did you offer to the team besides that? And then, I don't know if this would be like the biggest disappointment to me, but McKinnon Grace's character, Phoebe, just felt like seemed like a smart teenager who felt entitled to everything. She is a minor, but she thinks that she can be a Ghostbuster, have this full-time job, be put into danger time and time again. And then when she disobeys her mother or Paul Rudd's character or even, Mayor Peck, she just seems to get herself into more danger, more trouble, and it's like a constant loop with her. And I get it. I guess, that is trying to be her character arc, but it really felt like she, at the beginning, just didn't care about what anybody else was telling her. She felt like she deserved to have that spot on that team. And yes, we get it. You're the brainiac. You're smart. You can, build things, but you can also help the team without having to be put out in danger. Yes, you were a big part of that in the Midwest, but this is New York City. You are laws and regulations and stuff you have to follow as a 15-year-old should not be put into. So I really felt like her character just didn't seem to learn or didn't seem to want to listen to anybody because she thought she was smarter than everybody else in the room and didn't have to listen. And really, I think my biggest thing about this movie is that it is almost 2 hours long. And we're trying to get to know the Spengler family and their new role as Ghostbusters. We're trying to incorporate Dan Aykroyd's character as like this kind of advisor to the Ghostbuster team. We're trying to meet all these new characters that they have in this universe here, and also bring in this big bad that, yeah, he's kind of doing stuff off screen, but it really didn't feel they were trying to get to the big bad fast enough. The big bad really comes into this movie and just seems to be gone like that. Like, he is supposed to have like godlike powers, almost more godlike than Zool and all the rest of them. The original seemed to give you just more of the evil side's presence in the movie, be it the dogs, be it, the things happening around the city. We didn't really get to see many ghost-busting moments in this movie. We didn't get to see, we saw one ghost-busting moment at the beginning of the movie. They went off and kind of did their own things, but we never saw them going out on missions. I think we should have seen more of that, gotten to the big bad faster, had him actually have consequences, or at least had the big bad have more henchmen or hench ghosts so that way we felt like there was something really going on that we should be frightened of. It just, again, the big bad was supposed to be this all-powerful being and just seemed to be handled like that. I know my dislikes might sound like I hated this movie, and I didn't. I enjoyed this movie for what it was. It's not a perfect movie. I felt like it tried to rely heavily on the past films and our nostalgia and the people's love for Ghostbusters, but didn't really provide us with anything new. Like, I would have loved to have seen more of, say, Winston's character, or Ernie Hudson's character, Winston, be like the overall person, maybe even be the leader of the Ghostbusters in this universe, and showing, having his group set up, like maybe if it's even the researchers and stuff like that, and showing the Spangler family the ropes when they move into New York City and taking up the mantle of the Ghostbusters. I felt like we spent so much time just trying to get a hold of who everybody was that it really was not providing us with something new. And I guess that's my major thing is overall, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, even though it's releasing in the spring, is more of a summer popcorn flick. It is a good movie. It's going to be enjoyable. Kids are going to love it. People that probably love Ghostbusters are probably going to love it a lot too. I just wanted a little bit more from my Ghostbuster movie, and it just didn't deliver for me. But with that being said, guys, Shep Talk is going to give Ghostbusters Frozen Empire 3 Sheps out of 5. Let me know down below, what did you think of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire? Have you seen it? Are you planning on seeing it? Are you a fan of all the Ghostbuster movies? Let me know down in the comments down below. But guys, if you haven't done so already, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It does help my channel out greatly, and I do truly appreciate it. But this is Darth Shep, signing off.